Master of Sass, the day of the dragon. The elemental masters were gathered at the dock. "Sink the ferry! No one's getting off this island," Jay ordered. Belobo grew some vines around the ferry, pulling it under the water. Cole came back from the palace. "The palace and sleeping quarters are all clear. No sign of Chen or Klaus," he reported. "What about Skylar?" Kai asked. Irene shook her head. Kai looked crestfallen. "She wasn't able to pick her family, but she was able to pick her friends. And since you're her friend, that means so are we. We'll find her," Lloyd assured, putting a hand on Kai's shoulder. "He's right. With no way off the island, it'll only be a matter of time," Cole said. Irene smirked. "She might be more than a friend, huh, Kai?" she teased. She started laughing as Kai pulled her into a playful headlock. "I'm proud of you, Six. You've done what the original elemental masters never could. Stick together," Garmadon said. "But you must not rest on your laurels, for your guard is down when you sleep." "No problem. We just take turns resting," Irene said with a cheeky smile. Garmadon sighed and pinched the bridge of his nose. "That is not what I meant, and you know it." Griffin raced over to the ninja. "Chen just figured out Skylar's powers can finish the spell. She's in danger," he said. "He's replaced his elemental staff with the elements in his daughter," Garmadon realized. "Where?" Kai demanded. "Other side of the island," Griffin replied. "I'm going after her," Kai decided. "We all are," Garmadon told him. "Jay, Zane, you take the mech and buggy. Cole and I will take the rotojet. Lloyd, you've got your dragon. Irene, go with Lloyd." He turned to Nia. "Nia, how fast will she go?" he asked, gesturing to the DB Express. "Fast enough," Nia replied. "Everyone else stay here and guard the camp. Let's get a move on," Garmadon ordered. Lloyd summoned his elemental dragon and pulled Irene up behind him. "Karloff wish he could do that," Karloff sighed. "Ninja, go!" the ninja shouted, heading into the jungle. "Watch out for booby traps. Chen's rigged this whole island," Nia warned. "Read you loud and clear," Jay responded. Zane crashed and fell into a cave. "Zane!" Jay cried. "Carry on the mission without me," Zane shouted. "He'll be all right. We have to stay on Skylar. She's too important," Kai said. "Lloyd, get higher and go west. I want to see if I can sense Skylar," Irene said. "How do you know she went west?" Lloyd asked. I don't even know if I formed an emotional connection with her like I did with you guys. So it might not even work," Irene replied. "No harm in trying," Lloyd said, flying higher. Irene shut her eyes and concentrated. "Where are you, Skylar?" She reached but couldn't feel anything. "Nothing. Not here, at least. Try north," she instructed, "and maybe fly a bit lower." Lloyd did so, and Irene concentrated. She still couldn't get anything. "Go eastward." Lloyd flew east, and Irene tried to sense if Skylar was down there. A pair of yellow eyes flashed into her mind. "It's not time yet." She cried out in shock, falling backwards off the dragon. "Irene!" Lloyd shouted. Irene screamed as she fell. Lloyd flew down, stretching his hand out. Irene reached for his hand, grabbing hold. He pulled her back on the dragon. "You okay? What happened?" he asked, concerned. "It didn't work. All I saw were two yellow eyes, and there was a voice saying, 'It's not time yet.'" "Not time for what? I have no idea," Irene said. "Guess we'll have to search the old-fashioned way," Lloyd said. "We'll start here and head south." He flew low over the trees. "Skylar!" Irene called. "Skylar, are you here?" After they'd canvassed the east and south quadrants of the island, they headed back to rejoin the others. "Dad!" Lloyd shouted, getting off his dragon and running to hug Garmadon. "I don't see Skylar or Kai," Garmadon said. "They said they were on their way," Shade said. "Zane isn't back yet?" Irene asked. Cole shook his head. Garmadon cried out and fell to his knees, the snake tattoo on his back glowing. "Dad, what's wrong?" Lloyd cried. "I don't know," Garmadon groaned. "Your tattoo," Lloyd gasped. "Something inside of me. Something is happening," Garmadon said. Irene watched in horror as Garmadon's skin became purple and scaly and his legs fused together and became a long tail. "Holy moly," she whispered. The spell, it's completed," Garmadon realized. If everyone with the mark of the anacondrae is affected, that means... Everyone looked over to the prisoners, who were now transformed into anacondrae. They freed themselves easily. Don't worry, I'm always on your side, Garmadon assured the ninja. Let's get him, guys, Cole shouted, and the elemental masters charged the snakes. Ugh, they're too strong, Cole cried. They're too fast, Griffin shouted as a snake tried to grab him. And they are too many. Retreat! Get everyone to the palace, Garmadon ordered. Everyone, to the palace, Lloyd yelled. Retreat! Everyone, retreat! Karloff cried as everyone ran to the palace. Behind you, Nero warned Shade. Come on, Shade said, dodging a snake. They all ran into the palace and barred the doors. Jay gasped, seeing Garmadon. Snake among us! He readied his lightning, but Lloyd stopped him. No, don't! It's my father, he said. First it was 4 arms, then you became a dragon. Would you mind picking a body and sticking with it, please? Jay complained. Could use a little help, Cole called from where he and the others were holding the doors. Jay ran to help, and Irene created a force field outside the door. The anacondrae kept pushing. The elemental masters were struggling to keep them out. Irene couldn't hold the force field any longer. She lost it, falling to one knee, breathing heavily. Does anyone know any knock-knock jokes? 'Cause this ain't funny anymore, Cole said. Without warning, the anacondrae stopped trying to get in. Where did they go? Nia asked as Cole slowly opened the door to peek. Don't! It could be a trick, Jay warned. Cole closed the door again, and they all climbed a ladder to the roof to see what was happening. They're leaving? Irene exclaimed indignantly. Chen turned back and waved. Take care of the island, it's yours. We'll be taking Ninjago now, he cackled. This is just priceless. He took the rotojet and all of the blade copters, Jay exclaimed. What have we done? Nia whispered in shock. We all have families in Ninjago, Griffin worried. Ah, and we had to destroy any other way off the island. Whose idea was that? Jay shouted angrily. It was your idea, Zaptrap, Irene reminded him. He ignored her. Your father was right, Lloyd, Cole said. We thought we had the upper hand. Our guard was down and look what happened. Nobody listens to me. You all say I overreact, but no, Jay ranted. Irene grabbed him by the shoulders and yelled, Get a hold of yourself, Jay! I'll go alone, Lloyd decided. And take on his whole army? Nia asked. I'm the only one with an elemental dragon, Lloyd pointed out. Not anymore, called a familiar voice. Irene looked up to see Zane flying overhead on an elemental dragon of his own. He unleashed the dragon too, Karloff exclaimed. Oh, Zane, none of us could do that before. You gotta tell us how you did that, Jay cried. I faced my fear. When I realized it wasn't something in front of me that held me back, but something inside me, I found a deeper power. A dragon power, Zane said. Karloff, Jay, and Irene whooped. Zane's right, Kai added, flying in on his own elemental dragon with Skylar sitting beside him. She'd been turned into a snake too. We all have this power inside of us, Kai said. But you have to see that it's not the anacondrae we're afraid of. It's our doubt. Divided, we fail, but together, we will succeed. Irene took a moment to understand what her fears were. She was afraid that they wouldn't win. She was afraid of the prophecy of the Chaotic One, of Ender and Selwyn, but she was also afraid of being alone. I'm not alone. I'm never alone. I will conquer my fears, and my friends will be by my side the whole time. One by one, the elemental masters faced their own fears and summoned elemental dragons. Energy, lightning, earth, metal, speed, gravity, shadow, light, poison, nature, illusion. Metal dragon made Karloff very happy, Karloff said, pleased. The battle of our past has returned, but we will rise to meet that challenge, Garmadon said, riding behind Lloyd on his elemental dragon. Chen brought us here so that only one would remain, Kai declared. Well, we are one. Irene looked down at her elemental dragon with scales of indigo, silver, and violet all swirling together. We're going to beat you, Chen, because we are stronger together.